The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.
Hi, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Tay. And
You're watching G-Rap with Baby Hector.
Let's go. Let's talking sports highlights, of course, real life. Let's see what's popping on the scene. We'll cover it right. The hottest local artists. We'll tell you how they started. Right here on G-Rap with Baby Hector as the pilot. Let's go.
Welcome to G-Rap. I'm Baby Hector, and today we have a great show. Our topic today is about tattoos and piercings here in Grand Rapids. To my left, I have a tattoo artist and also a tattoo shop owner. And this good friend of mine for many years, Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's Carlos Delgado. And in front of me, I have a tattoo artist and a piercer from Grand Rapids, Michigan also. We got Tay. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you guys. All right. So what made you want a tattoo?
I've always drawn my whole life, and then I don't know. I was always just into tattooing. Like as a little kid, I used to see tattoos on people, and they always fascinated me. So I always wanted to be a tattoo artist.
So you, like, ever since you draw when you were little, like, you always wanted that? You knew...
As far as I can remember, like, my earliest memories were drawing. Like, I was always, like, for my age, I was always ahead on drawing.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the one, we grew up poor, so it was, like, the one thing my parents and my grandparents always bought me was, like, drawing supplies. So I used to just draw everything I see.
And what made you want a tattoo?
So I actually started off as a piercer,
Okay.
and I got into it because piercing is something that helped me out of like a dark place in my life, and it just kind of like transferred over to tattooing as I got a little bit further in. I was no longer apprenticing for piercing, so I had time to learn how to tattoo. It was always something that interested me. Unlike Carlos, I wasn't very artistic growing up, but it's something I wanted to become better at. I always liked to draw, I just wasn't very good at it. So tattooing was the format that allowed me to excel at that.
How long have you been tattooing?
Professionally?
Yeah, legally.
Professionally, about 10 years. I went pro about 10 years ago, and I've done nothing but tattooing full-time ever since. Before that, I started like hand poking when I was like 12 or 13.
I remember.
And my first tattoo on my knuckles, I put my initials. And then I would say probably about 14 years old, I made 2 tattoo machines out of tape player motors and just started tattooing everybody in the neighborhood. And went from there, yeah, just kept going.
But yeah, how long you been shaking people? How long you been piercing?
I've been piercing for almost 4 years now, right around there, a little over, a little under.
And tattooing?
I've been tattooing for about 2.5 years.
What type of certifications do you need to become a tattoo artist?
Well, to be a tattoo artist, you need your bloodborne pathogens certificate, but that's not going to make you be a tattoo artist. You got to actually be in a shop that's licensed in order to tattoo professionally. Otherwise, it is illegal, and it's a very expensive fine, $2,500 a day, and up to 2 years in jail for tattooing outside of a licensed facility. So,
do you have to pick up like hours? Like, you know, like beauticians have to do like 250 hours or something like that before they can get their license?
No.
Or something like that?
No, it's just on the shop. The shop has to pass inspections and all that, and then the artists fall underneath the shop license. So it's barely up to the shop owner to pick and choose who they want in the shop and make sure that everyone is qualified to health department standards in order to tattoo.
What about to pierce?
For piercing, it's roughly the same exact thing. Really, as long as you have your bloodborne pathogens and you are able to work in a licensed facility, you can legally pierce somebody.
Why is it better to go to a shop than it is to like get it done at the tattoo parties or the hookups on the low?
Because they're not sterile. Like if you go to a tattoo party and get tattooed, they have no clue about anything being sanitary, professional equipment. Like the main thing, professional inks. They're using tattoo kits, which that ink should not be in your skin. It's not made for that. And the machines are horrible as well. Yeah, like you get a whole kit on Amazon for like $60 that comes with like 2 or 3 machines, a whole bunch of inks and needles and everything you need a tattoo. when in reality, my machine alone costs $1,000.
Yeah. What about piercing? Why should someone go to a shop to get pierced and not their sister with a gun at home?
It's not even just the fact that like, oh, they might not clean something right. Like, this is genuine, like, things that can really cause you harm, not even just now, but for the long run. Like, there's lots of types of diseases, which is why we take bloodborne pathogens, so we know how to avoid that and like make sure everything and everyone is not getting cross-contaminated or anything like that. But unlike with tattooing, obviously it's something permanent on your body, so if somebody messes up, you have an ugly picture on you.
Yeah.
But there are certain piercings, like for instance a tongue piercing, that can genuinely cause severe bodily harm to somebody if you do it improperly. Anatomy plays a huge factor in piercing, and that's something that somebody in a bedroom's not really going to know.
What are some misconceptions they have about tattooing and piercing?
One of like the main misconceptions I feel like is the way that like older generations or like higher ups in companies, things like that, look at people who have tattoos. Like, instantly you're judged and misinterpreted as like a degenerate or somebody who just doesn't have as much drive or as much thoughtfulness, care, things like that.
Or a gang member.
Yeah, people instantly associate you with criminal activity or being just like a poor person or like a bad person, mean, not an upstanding member of society, when in all actuality, the art that I put on my body has nothing to do with the type of person that I am. And quite honestly, I will say, in my personal opinion, tattoo artists are some of like the most caring and kind people. And like 90% of the time we got into this because we genuinely love what we do. We love seeing how happy it makes people, or like the things that we can do to help people, stuff like that.
People take it like too far? Do you think there's too many piercings or too many tattoos?
Yeah, I don't judge you for not having tattoos. Don't judge me for having them. You know, I've been asked, well, how about when you get old and what do you think you're gonna look like? I'm gonna be old and wrinkly. What do I care? I'm gonna be the coolest grandpa ever.
That's
you know
what's
what
up.
I mean? Like,
That's what's up.
I'll be my grandkids' coloring book.
I remember like growing up, my grandpa, he had one tattoo, and he used to always tell us, he's like, don't get tattoos, like this is what they'll look like when you're old. And he would like pull his skin down so we could see like what his tattoo used to look like. And for me, it did the opposite. Because he's like, don't get them, this is what you're going to look like. But to me, I was like, but look at, you get to show us it, and we get to ask you, like, oh, where were, because my grandpa was in the military, like, where were you when you got that tattoo?
What is the inky process? Like, what is it like when they walk into your establishment and they want a tattoo? Walk me through it. What happens?
The first thing we do is check IDs. You have to be 18. You can be underage. You can be, in Michigan, there is no law. As far as underage goes, it's up to the parents' discretion, but really up to the artist's discretion.
Certain,
Yeah, because
there's, in the new laws that just dropped, they finally did regulate in Michigan. There's certain, as a piercer, I know this because there's a shop that I know of that was piercing, like minors' nipples.
oh yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
no, that
Wow.
that's a different thing.
So just now, this year, in September, they regulated that. So Michigan does have the smallest bit of regulation on minors now.
Not trying to catch a case either.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
but I personally don't tattoo on anybody under 16.
Okay.
And when I do tattoo anybody under 18, it's usually either a family thing, or a grandparent or a parent that passed away, or something more like that they won't regret in 10 years. You know what I mean?
I've tattooed somebody as young at, like, they had just turned 15. I've done it a couple times, actually, multiple, for medical, like type 1 diabetes tattoos, things like that, and then memorial purposes as well.
First thing we got to do is like get the paperwork done. So basically signing your life away. No, we get it. Obviously, we make sure you're 18 or parents' permission, and then you fill out the paperwork. We sterilize everything before and after every tattoo. That's another thing about people who do tattoos and piercings at home. They can't get the proper sterilization chemicals. So we sterilize everything. Then we set up everything, you know, from our ink caps, our tattoo machines. Everything is sterile and clean. Get the pattern, put it on the client. Make sure they look in the mirror, make sure it's everything that they want, or placement, up, down, left, right, wherever they want to move it, we move it, and then we get to tattooing.
So the pattern comes from like an album, like I'm old school. Or
It just
online?
depends. Some people come with what they want already.
Oh, with the idea.
Some people, they ask us to create the design. It just all depends, or whatever somebody wants.
How about you? How are you stabbing folks? So you look like a girl with a Glock. You use the gun or you use a needle?
I have never in my life used a piercing gun. That is trifling. I use hollow tri-bevel needles. So for just like with a piercing or just like with a tattoo, it's very similar for piercings. They come in, they do the paperwork, you get all the documents that are necessary. I need an ID from the child, I need an ID from the parent and their birth certificate. Because I got to make sure that you didn't just pull a crackhead off the street, pay him $20 to pretend to be your mom. We sterilize everything, our trays, our beds, everything like that. I set up, I have a needle, a taper, the jewelry, a sterile single-use marker, we call them skin scribes, and then normally like a little piercing pack is pretty much all I use. And then we do the piercing, get them all like marked. We talk about what we're gonna do, like what our goal is, because sometimes there's different placements for the same piercing depending on the person and where they want it. So we get them all marked. They look at it, make sure it's everything that they want it to be. The process is normally pretty quick. We get them pierced, put the jewelry in, and they look at it again, make sure that they like it. I clean up, clean everything again, and go about my day.
What baffles me is the stud thing. How
the
the
dermals?
fuck? Like, how you get that shit in the skin and whatnot? Like, it's just all I see is a diamond part. How's the back?
You have you've seen them before, yeah. I guess some pictures in, but so do you know like if you need to go get a biopsy at the doctor's?
Okay.
You know how they take a very small section of your skin out,
Okay.
and then they send it into the
the lab.
lab or whatever. I personally use a biopsy punch, so I squeeze up your skin. I line it up after I mark it, and I put the biopsy punch in there. I punch part of your skin out, and then the jewelry is normally already onto a clamp that's holding it, and you put the foot in. One side of the foot is a little bit longer than the other, so one's a little shorter, one's a little longer. They have little holes, and then you slide it in, and the tissue grows around it. It like holds it in, and dermals and surface piercings, they're called temporary permanent piercings. They're not gonna realistically last forever. Like my nostril piercing, I'll have this till the day I die if I choose. But a dermal is not the same. Eventually, because it is a foreign object in your body's gonna push it out. Some people have them, they're different for everybody though. Some people have them for 10, 15, 20 years successfully, no issues. Some people get them, and within the first year or two, they're starting to reject.
That sounds painful as shit. Is it?
Honestly, most of my clients, I don't personally have any,
Yeah.
but most of my clients tell me that it's one of their least painful piercings. There's more of a big pressure than anything else.
I saw a chick have one in the chest and
I've
another
done
one in
those.
the eye. I was like, damn.
Yeah, same with tattooing though. Like a lot of people on their face, they say it didn't hurt.
How many piercings do you have?
14, 15, 16?
Oh, wow. Okay.
16.
Now, can you stand in front of that camera and show us all? No, I'm just joking.
That will get us taken off the air.
So you have 16 piercings, you said? Do you have your tongue? Oh, snap. My co-producer, Jason, he has his tongue pierced too. How did they do it?
Yeah, I did it at a tattoo shop too. And as soon as they got me with them locked in forceps on my tongue, halfway pulling it out of my head, the guy goes, "We're going to do it on 3. He goes 1, 2, 3. And this fool swings a railroad spike at my face. Fortunately, he didn't stab me with that. He just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I would have freaked out. Are you a big fan of the tongue split when they split the tongue?
I actually love the tongue splits.
Holy shit. That's some freaky shit.
Eventually, I want to get into like more heavy body modification, which would be like
Putting horns and shit.
Yeah, like doing the subdermal implants,
I dig it.
the splitting people's tongues. Body suspension is my main thing that I really want to get into. Body suspensions, and then I've dabbled in play piercings a bit. I really enjoy doing play piercings, so I think like I want to get some more. Like this next year, one of my goals is to get some bigger play piercing projects working, and then.
Sorry, what's play piercing?
It's like when you, in a sense, you do a bunch of very small piercings on the surface of the skin, and then you take them out for, like, you do, like, photo shoots with them, and then you take them out. So like I've done ladders on people's legs from a 20 gauge to a 13 gauge.
Okay. Wow.
People do like feathers, like with catheter needles. So that you pierce with a catheter needle and like then they have the hole. So then you can put like feathers or flowers, things like that. Corset piercings are another really good popular example of play piercings. I want to do a corset this year. That's on my to-do list.
Damn. So what are some setbacks you guys face as tattoo artists and piercers?
As far as like setbacks, I wouldn't say that there's really like major setbacks that we encounter like on a daily basis. There are certain things that everybody as individuals struggles with, I guess. As a newer tattoo artist, one thing that I can say that I struggle with is different skin textures. Sometimes it takes a second to get used to when you go from, even on the same client, different parts of the body or different age ranges in your clientele. Skin ages, and it makes it different to work with. Different parts of the body, like the neck versus like a top of a forearm. Those skin take ink differently. It's easier to have blowouts, things like that. Something as a newer tattoo artist that I struggle with that stresses me out in a sense when I tattoo is like if somebody is not sitting well. If they're kind of moving around a little bit, that's because I haven't been tattooing like as long as Carlos say. He can account for that in a way, whereas I'm still learning how to do that. So it makes my tattoo session take longer and it makes me bust a bit more of a sweat.
Yeah, for me, the skin texture doesn't really affect me as much because I'm used to it. Like every client has different texture. Like even on their own body, it can be smooth here and rough on the neck. Like she was saying. But I think I'm used to it, so I adjust well to it. Setbacks for me are more like when they bring a bunch of friends and they need to sit still, but the friends are making them laugh. So I'm like, okay, you guys got to chill out or get the hell out.
Is there stuff like glow-in-the-dark tattoos and infrared tattoos, things like that? Is that just sci-fi?
I don't know about necessarily like infrared or glow in the dark, but I do know that like UV tattoos are a thing.
I personally have never used it, and I don't think I would ever want to use it. The inks that I use are more natural inks, pigments and stuff.
Yeah.
UV, obviously there's chemical in there to make it glow under a black light.
Right.
So I never recommend putting any chemicals in your body.
So foreign,
anything foreign like that. So our pigments are like all natural pigments.
What about, I heard about people putting ashes in their ink.
I've done it before.
I want my Grammy's ashes in my tramp stamp.
What the? It doesn't really change anything.
What's that?
Ashes,
How's that process?
Ashes, I mean, you literally
You
just
put in the ink?
Yeah, just put a little bit in the ink and then tattoo them.
You gotta think
but you have to be
sterile.
Yeah, ashes are sterile. They were burned.
Yeah.
But you do have to like pick out the bone fragments.
Terrible question.
I know, right? When it comes to tattooing, like what hurts the most? What place of your body does the needle hurt the most?
Well, I'm pretty recovered, and for me, the most painful part on my body was right here in my throat, like upper chest throat area. That spot right there was the absolute worst. And I know it didn't happen. It was probably a mental thing, but while I was getting that area done, I swear I could taste the ink in my throat. But the needle doesn't go that deep, so there's no way. I mean, if it did, I would probably be dead.
Yeah.
But I literally felt like I can taste the ink in my throat when I was getting that area done.
Speaking of pain, what the fuck is going on with your arms? What are you doing?
Well, I'm getting my tattoos removed. All my old ones of me and just friends practicing on each other when we were young. Getting all those removed, and I'm gonna.
You're a tattoo artist, and you're getting your tattoos removed.
Yeah, but I'm not just getting rid of my tattoos. I'm getting them removed, and I'm gonna go back over them start all over with nice, hyper realistic tattoos.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay.
That Carlos is a liar.
Yeah, right.
That area was not the worst.
Oh. Where's the worst? Where does it hurt the most?
Because I have the top of my chest done, like right here. Not in my neck. Okay, I don't have nothing on my throat, so I can't say that.
Oh, you got your chin right here, right?
Yeah, my chin didn't hurt at all.
Didn't
Hurt at all.
That's what's up.
My chin didn't hurt at all. But I have my elbow, my hip, the back of my knee. Those were all spicy.
Oh, the ditch of the knee, yeah.
Yeah, and mine's super thick lined. But honestly, my back. The third section wasn't bad, but I'd be crying getting my back
Yes, she does.
tattooed.
What about your piercings? Which one hurt the most? Your lip? That shit looks painful as shit. Because I got bit in the lip and I'd be like, damn, girl.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, honestly, this is gonna be a real hot take, but I despise getting my nostrils pierced. Like, not my septum, that one was not bad. But like my actual nostrils, like on the sides, those ones were god awful.
Yeah.
I hated the healing process. I just didn't like getting them done.
I couldn't stand a pimple there, let alone a piercing wet eye.
I would say, other than that, probably I want to say like maybe my rook or my conch were probably best. I don't really have like some of the most painful piercings. Like as a piercer, I'll tell you like the tragus, the daith, those are some of like those inner ear ones that I see people like not really struggle with, but like say that those ones hurt. I just don't have them.
What's a conch? That sounds sexual as fuck.
I know, right?
Like, I'm like, wait, what's that getting pierced?
This like
Oh, that's in the air? That's boring. All right, that's what's up.
This like gold hoop right here. It's in the
Ah,
big
that's
bowl
called
of
your
ear.
conch. That's called your conch.
I thought of something else.
Get your head out of the gutter.
So when it comes to tattoos, what hurts the least? Where would a person who doesn't want pain to get a tattoo at?
If you don't want pain, I wouldn't recommend getting a tattoo because all tattoos hurt. But I would say the least painful area that I know of would probably be the upper arm first, except for when you get to like by the either side of the armpit or the upper, like your upper shoulder area, or going towards down like your ditch of the elbow or the outer elbow. And then the forearm, same thing too, when you get by the ditch or by your wrist, that kind of bites a little bit too, but your forearm and your upper arm for probably the least painful parts of the body.
And piercing? Where were you? Ear?
Ear.
Your earlobe. Yeah.
Pierce your ear.
Genuinely though, like most of the time people say like their eyebrows don't really hurt that bad. Like I said, dermals don't really hurt that bad. The tongue itself doesn't actually hurt that bad. The healing process is a bitch.
Yeah, it's sore.
It swells up and it gets really sore. So like that first week after you get your tongue pierced is a struggle.
What are the price ranges here in Grand Rapids?
Y'all got layaway?
We
Do
have
we?
afterpay.
Yes. So price ranges really just depends on the artist. Like each artist sets their own price. I think in most shops anyway.
Grand Rapids, what is
yeah.
it usually around?
I would say probably the average minimum in Grand Rapids is probably $80 to $100. That's like minimum basic tattoo.
What about piercing? How much you charging people to stab them?
If you're looking for a good quality piercing, you're gonna be looking to pay on the low end about $60 a hole.
I think it goes as far as pricing goes in tattooing as well. Cheaper isn't always best.
Yeah.
Usually, if they're very, very cheap, they're cutting money somewhere. Whether it be in the supplies they use, the ink they use, the needles they use, the machines they use, they're cutting corners somewhere. I've had people come in with $600 Gucci shoes, and then complain about paying $600 for a forearm tattoo. Like, dude, that's gonna be the rest of your life on there, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I try to work with people. I know it's not in everybody's budget. You know what I mean? So I try to work. If you come in, you tell me your budget, I'll work with you. So if you're looking for a payment plan, they got we take Afterpay and Sezzle. They're apps you can download on your phone, and basically what it is the day of when you tap it to go to pay, you pay 25% that day, and then you pay 25% every 2 weeks for the next 6 weeks.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like kind of like a payment plan, but.
So what's played out? Like what tattoo you're like, oh, you and everybody else wants this one?
There's a couple.
For me, I hate doing like tribal, man. It's not really in anymore, but when somebody wants tribal, I hate it. I'll do it, but I hate it. And lettering. I think I got burnt out in lettering when I first went professional. I'd be in the shop all day long, and everybody would throw all the lettering at me. Any lettering that came to the door, it was a street shop, so there was lots of walk-ins and things like that. Any lettering and butterflies that I like.
Wow.
Like I did it every day forever. So now when I get them, I'm like, hey,
Here you go, Taylor.
here you go, Tay.
What do you think is played out?
So I still like doing, like, I really like doing fonts and like scripts and things like that, and certain types of butterflies I like. I feel like it's not really played out tattoos that I do. I don't really
Right.
do them. I'll normally, if I don't want to do a tattoo, I'll normally like give it to someone.
But
else
out
to
and about
process
as a tattoo artist, when you see people, what do you think?
the pocket watches with the roses and the lions, the skeleton hands,
Mm-hmm. Dang.
and then like I feel like the names above the eyebrow.
Oh God. Yeah, that I see that a lot.
I was gonna do one too.
No,
No.
don't
No,
tattoo
no.
your face.
The reason
man.
I did
Oh, I
it.
can't wait to tattoo my face.
The reason I did it
No.
was because they're just so handsome. You know, I don't want to mess with it. No, I'm just kidding. The reason I did it is because I got my head tattooed and I didn't want it to clash over
Well, see,
here.
aren't you so glad you didn't? Because we're gonna do the
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine
lettering
back
and
here,
then-
and then I'm gonna get some tattoos
Extra
coming,
stuff,
sideburns coming down.
Oh my God.
So
That's what's up. To tattoo your face. That's your face, man. That's where you're going. That's what's next.
yeah, I'm coming down. I'm gonna.
You too,
well,
Tay?
I'm gonna get
I
my
already
head.
have stuff on my face.
So I've had my head done for about 5 years, so the head fades faster probably than any part of the body.
Okay.
So I have to get it retouched up, and when I do that, I'm probably gonna get the sideburns added down, something coming down.
What about piercings? What's played out? Like, was everybody have pierced? Like,
I can't say that any are. I feel like piercings are very different. I feel like everyone has their nose pierced, everyone has their earlobes pierced, but like it's not really played out. I feel
Sure.
like I feel like the reason that tattoos get more played out than piercings is because you see the rendition done so many different ways, and there are really good ones, and that's all fine and dandy. But you see so many like bad and so many mediocre ones. I feel like that ruins the idea.
what about Prince Albert? So people still get those? They pierce their dicks out here? Is Grand Rapids piercing dicks?
Sometimes, shit. I know someone who pierced a butthole in Grand Rapids
A
before.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hell no.
They piercing assholes. Like what? What? How does that go about? It's okay. Never mind. So what happens if someone's like not happy with their tattoo? Can you put like
Fuck you,
an?
pay me.
They can't put like an X on it, start over, put a boy stamp.
Honestly, they don't like a tattoo how it came out. Well, one, you came to me, you looked at my work, so you know how I tattoo. But two, I designed the thing and you approved it. Not only did you approve the drawing, you approved it with the stencil that I made. You approved the stencil once I put it on you. You approved the placement. You know what I mean? I give you plenty. If we got to move this thing 20 times because you want it a little bit up, a little bit left, a little bit right, whatever, twist it a little sideways, whatever, we're going to move it 20 times. You know what I mean? This is your body that we're putting it on. I'm not one of them artists where I'm going to be like, get frustrated because you're trying to move it again. No, I want you to be happy with it. And I'm going to do the best job that I can. So you've already approved so many steps already.
Yeah, there's
that
no room.
Now, if you say, when I'm done with it, you say, no, I don't like it, I think you're fucking lying.
It's a little bit different, like, for me, I guess, because there's still certain tattoos that I'll do, like, and I'll have, like, the conversation with the client, like, hey, I've only been tattooing for 2.5 years, like, this is a little bit outside of my comfort zone, like, are you okay with letting me practice? And we'll do all those things, and normally the price reflects that. But say I totally tried something new and I totally butchered it. Like, it was horrible. The client looked at the stencil, but this tattoo looks nothing like the stencil, like, that's kind of where your mentors come in.
If I seen her messing up a tattoo, I would step in. I would get in there and be like, hey, let me
Show you how to do
let me
this.
finish this. And I would fix it. Or if it's something that I can't fix right then on the spot, whether the skin is already too overworked or, it just needs to be covered, then I would say, okay, let's let this heal for, a good about probably like 4 to 6 weeks, and then we'll go in, have you come back, and I'll fix it for free.
Has anybody passed out or cried from getting a tattoo? Like if you,
I've had 2 people pass out, and I've only had 1 person cry.
dang.
In your whole career.
My whole career. Yeah, 2 people. Both of the ones that passed out were dudes, and the one that cried was a woman. But I was on the foot. One guy, the first one that did, I didn't know what to do. I had just went professional. Shout out to Ron. He over at Brenda Sue's. I got to give him a shout out. He helped me go professional, gave me a shot when nobody else would, and taught me how to be professional and everything. But we were at his shop. I was working at his shop, and I was doing a Latin. I don't remember what the word was. It was a Latin word right here on the forearm, and the last letter was an I, and which was the first letter that I started with because they're kind of facing me like this. And I started with the I. I literally got the I done, and this dude just went boom, face first on the ground. And I was like, at first I thought he was playing around, going like, oh, and but no, he hit the floor, and I was like, oh shit, what do I do? And then there was another artist there, Mike. He just looked over and was like, well, pick him up. And then he just kept tattooing, and I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
So that was the first time. The second time was also at Ron's shop. By this time I was a little better. It was a couple years later. I did I don't even know what I did. I did something on his chest. And we get done. We did a long session. I think it was like 4, maybe 5 hours. And we get done. I'm like, cool, get up slowly, been laying down a while. Get up, take a look in the mirror. So he gets to go into the mirror, and I noticed that he's wobbling as he's walking to the mirror. And so I'm like, shit, he's going to pass. He's going to fall out. So I go up by him, and sure enough, he looks at the mirror. He's like, oh, that's badass. And then, boom, so I catch him, though, and I lay him back on the tattoo bed. And as I did that, he's like my size, so, he was kind of heavy. And when he laid down, he laid on my arm. I couldn't get it out. So I was just like going like this, rubbing his chest, and then smacking him in his face, like, hey, bro, get up. So he wakes up and he looks at me. He's like, what the fuck? Because I'm like out of him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you passed out. And he just looked at me like, what the hell? Like he didn't know where he was at. Yeah. That was only 2 times that somebody passed.
Stories with Ron.
Ron. Shout out Ron.
Shout out to Ron. That's my dog. He's cool as hell. What's your favorite style of tattoo? Like, what do you like to do when someone comes in? Can you give me this? Yes, you got it.
Black and gray realism, or even fine line. I like doing both of those.
What's fine line?
Like very fine line, like type 3 lining, or like using a 3-round liner style, where basically I do the whole tattoo with a 3-round liner, which is one of the smallest needles. And I'm literally shading with it, outlining with it, everything.
You like doing those?
Just that, yeah. They take a lot longer, but they look real nice when they're done.
What excites you when the customer says, can you pierce this or tattoo this?
Piercings, it's not so much like the piercing itself that that gets my adrenaline going. It's the story behind it of like why they're getting it or something like that. My favorite piercing, I guess, to do just strictly based on like the jewelry that you can put into it is a conch, just because it has a really big area, so you can put really cool tops onto your studs there. Tattooing, I like doing sentimental tattoos. So like I really like doing memorial tattoos, even though they are kind of sad. It like kind of brings peace to people, so like I enjoy that. I enjoy doing like script, like different types of lettering, things like that, fine line stuff I do a lot of.
What's proper etiquette when a customer comes in, and how should they act in your shop?
I would say if you're gonna do a long session, come by yourself or maybe one friend, not a whole entourage of people. Like I said, the better you sit, the better your tattoo is going to be. The area getting tattooed, probably lotion it a good 3 or 4 days prior to getting tattooed.
Make sure you eat and you're hydrated. You slept good the night before.
Yeah, you're not hungover. That makes for the worst tattoo.
So you shouldn't drink? You shouldn't drink and get tattoos? Like, people want to get drunk and then get a tattoo.
No.
That's bad?
Yeah, so alcohol thins your blood.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if you're a little buzzed during a tattoo, it doesn't thin it out as much. But like if you were drinking heavily the night before, your blood's going to be a lot thinner. You're not going to last as long because your body's already wore out. When you're getting tattooed, your body automatically starts fighting it off.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong there.
Right.
So your body, your immune system automatically just wants to fight it out, like get it out of me. So that wears your body out. So it's good to have like a snack with you, something healthy, or like a Gatorade or orange juice or apple juice or something like that. maybe a piece of candy, especially if you're diabetic.
So don't be drunk when you're getting a tattoo.
No. But yeah, so it kind of wears your body out, and you almost become diabetic while you're getting tattooed, especially for long sessions. That's why you pass out and things like that. Your sugar levels get lower. A lot of times we'll give somebody something sweet. If they start feeling nauseous or anything, we'll give them something sweet, and it kind of bounces them back, or like an orange juice or Gatorade or something, and bounces them back to keep going. Sometimes we can't keep going, we're just, all right, that's enough for now.
I'm just going to stop by your shop for a candy bar.
No.
With piercings, people pass out more often with piercings because it's more, tattooing is like less,
Invasive.
yeah, like less invasive right off the rip. Whereas piercings are more intense for a shorter time.
Stab.
Yeah. So like people's sugars, like you'll catch your body going into almost a shock, so their sugar levels drop. A lot of tattoo artists and piercers keep glucose tablets on hand for that reason. People don't realize that tattoo prep isn't just the day of your appointment. Like Carlos said, you should be moisturizing your skin like 3 to 4 days prior. The night before, you should eat a good, fulfilling dinner like pasta, something like that that's gonna like give you a lot of carbohydrates and proteins into the next day that your body's gonna break down while you sleep that night and turn it into energy so that you have the ability to withstand a long session, things like that. And always shower before your appointments.
Definitely.
We put, not even like, yes, like we do deal with stinky people. I'm not, sorry guys, I'm not gonna lie. So like, we always want you to shower, but like, we use, and a lot of tattoo artists nowadays.
That goes for some of you tattoo artists as well.
Deodorant is not that expensive. but no, like, like me and Carlos, I know use it. Our whole studio uses it. But like a lot of people, most tattoo artists in Grand Rapids use Sanoderm now. So it's like a sticker that we put on. So like you can take showers. It's water resistant. It's not waterproof. So I always recommend like you want to give it at least a day to just sit on there before you put it underwater.
Yeah.
So like I always recommend people like someone like genuinely asks me like, well, how do I prepare? I tell them like all the things about eating, snacks, hydration, all of those things. But I also tell them I'm like on the back end, take a shower before you come in so that way tonight you can go home, put on some comfy clothes, and go to bed. Like, you're going to eat something, go to bed.
Yeah.
Like...
Is there anything you wouldn't pierce? Like, is there something that is just like, nah, I'm not piercing that?
I don't do the horizontal tongue piercings. There's certain genitalia piercings that I don't perform just because you can achieve the same look with a different piercing that is going to have less risks, or damage. Female genitalia is one of those main ones. A lot of times people come in and they're just a little bit uneducated. They'll ask for one thing when actually they want something else. Not saying that you can't pierce certain things like that, but like a VCH, a lot of times people come in and they'll ask for something different than that. But if you were to pierce like the actual like part of the genitalia that they're asking for, there's risks of losing sensations, stuff like that. So like you want to avoid doing things like that.
So some girls try to get it like directly on their clit.
Yes.
And like you just can't. You know what I mean? So that's not a good place to pierce. So I thought that I'm miseducated because I thought that's exactly what they pierce when they pierce.
Obviously, like you have your actual clit.
Okay.
And then the anatomy of that like depends on whether you have a hood or not. If you don't have a hood, I would not recommend piercing there at all. If you do have a hood, then I would always recommend getting the actual hood piercing. If you're going to actually pierce a clit, it's very uncommon. Very, very uncommon. I only know of a couple piercers. Like in all of the piercers that I personally follow that have done them, they have to be done at a large gauge. There's a chance that it's not big enough. You can lose sensation, like I said. And I've heard of like some horror stories off of like clients who have tried to have it done. Whereas like the hood, if you do have the anatomy for it and there's enough skin there, it's a smaller gauge. And the hood, unlike doing like the actual clit, you can gain sensations from that. So like there is pros to it.
You can make it better. Wow. Wepa. So if your man can't find the G spot, just
come see me.
So when it comes to tattoos, is there anything you wouldn't tattoo?
Racist tattoos and gang tattoos.
You said gay tattoos? Like you want to do nothing gay?
No, gang tattoos. I tattoo a lot of gay people. We don't discriminate and nothing like that. You're good. Everybody's welcome.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Equality.
Yeah. Except racist people. Y'all can stay the fuck out.
Well, that's honorable. You don't want to do gang tattoos. So why don't you do them, though?
A lot has to do with I grew up in the Burton Heights, and it was back when I grew up there. It was gang infested, as you know. You were my neighbor.
Next door.
He never got involved in gangs, but I did, and I actually got into a lot of trouble. Went away for a long time, and took a big part of my life away from it. So, as you know, and just something like that, I just try to steer people away from it, So no gang tattoos. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, I wasn't in any of the gangs, but I just represent the hood. I represent Burton Heights.
Burton Heights,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, we couldn't fuck with Burton Heights. Don't fuck with us. So you did some time. How much time did you do?
11 years.
Damn. That's what's up. Just for stealing purses? Was you selling boxes at the factory the day
I
off?
won't get into all that, but it was, a bunch of gang stuff, and then
Sure.
I did my time, learned my lesson. I've been out of prison 14 years.
So when you were in, there was a lot of, prison tattoos and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I made a living in there by tattooing.
So how do you feel about now? Like, now that you do professional tattoos, how do you feel about prison tattoos? Is that still like a badge of honor, or it's jacked up and you shouldn't?
I mean, I've seen some great work come out of prison.
Sure.
I did a lot of good tattoos in prison, and but there is a lot of jacked up tattoos. And as far as that whole style of going, it has like its own style. Like that's where black and gray came from. Black and gray tattoos came from prison tattooing, and we basically just made our own ink in there out of soot, and some water, put a little soap for a little drop of shampoo in there for sterilize it. It really doesn't, but in our heads it did.
Yeah.
Making needles out of guitar strings and machines out of.
Who the fuck is playing guitars in jail? Like,
Oh, you get them.
What?
Or you can make them out of sewing kit needles as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They weren't really playing the guitars. They were just using them to tattoo people.
yeah, no, there's people that play guitars, but most of us we bought the guitar strings off of them to make tattoos. And then get tape player motors or beard trimmer motors and make some machines out of them and get the tattoo and single fine line needles. That's where the whole black and gray style came from, like just single needle tattooing.
Yeah, that must hinder the design, so you must have to use that.
You're either gonna go in there, you're gonna hustle, you're gonna play cards, draw.
You got prison
learn the
tattoos?
law. Yeah. That's a lot of them that I'm getting removed right now. A lot of my prison tattoos. And
Who did them? Who was the inmate?
I don't even remember, man. There's a number of people.
Can you get in trouble for that?
Oh yeah, I got in trouble one time. I went to the hole. I
Damn.
went to the hole I got caught with my tattoo machines. I got caught. Actually, the one I'm getting removed over here. We actually got caught tattooing it. So there was supposed to be a headdress on it, and then we didn't get to finish it because we both got caught and went to the hole for tattooing. I think they should legalize it in prison. Really, it's a good trade to learn. One, and then it would cut out a lot of the, uncleanliness about it, because then they can
Yeah,
get proper
they'll do
equipment,
it
proper
right.
sterilization, and it can be a whole trade in there, and they can get into when they get out.
Because as of right now, they're
As far
spreading
as like,
diseases, right?
Yeah, a lot of time. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure. For me, I knew already. I had already been tattooing before I went to prison, so I knew as far as a little bit. How to be more sterile. But I made my own ink, my own needles, and everything like that, and I already knew how to do all that. So, but there's some people in there that don't, and they're not very clean. They might put the ink back and that they just tattooed this person would throw it back in the bottle. And use it again on somebody else, and that's how AIDS, hepatitis, all kinds of stuff gets passed around like that.
Tell us, how'd you get from inmate to owner to business owner?
Man, I came home with $2.78 to my name, and I told myself I was never coming back. When I stepped out of prison, the guards, when they were releasing me, and you got to sign your paperwork and whatnot, and then report to your PO and saying your report within 24 hours, blah blah blah. So while they were checking me out of prison, the guards were like, "You'll be back, motherfucker. Like, we'll see you. Your kind always comes back." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not coming back. Fuck you guys."
Hell yeah.
And there's a saying, when you get out of prison, if you look back, you come back. So I purposely would not look back. I stared away from the prison as I was driving away from it, as we were driving away from it. I got picked up, obviously. I just would not look back at the prison, and I never went back. So yeah, I came home on, just like it was hard. Nobody wants to hire you.
Sure.
Nobody wants to deal with all that stuff. You get the lowest of the low jobs, the lowest paying jobs, and you can't make a living and all that. So just worked my way up, man.
Man, so what about like all the naysayers, like the teachers or whatever?
Fuck them.
Yeah? That's right there. Tell them right there. That's the camera right there.
Motherfuckers that died on me, fuck you. That's what, look at me now, motherfuckers.
That's what's up. What about you? You had any naysayers?
So yeah, I definitely did. It's like another reason like I wanted to like do tattooing is I grew up in a family full of people who were in and out of prison. My uncle is one of my like closest people in life, and he tattooed in prison. And like Carlos said, they definitely should, I think, like make it to where they can do that But when I first started, my uncle was one of the only people in my life who was like, if that's what you want to do, go do it. Other than that, like, I had teachers, I had family members, I had friends. I had friends who would support me in my face and talk shit about me behind my back. Like, I had family members who would do the same thing. I had people who were my teachers who were supposed to, like, push me to do better who were like, I can't believe this is what you're going to do. Like, you're just going to be a bum. Like, you're just going to be a crackhead. Like,
Look at you now. That's the camera right there.
I'm literally like, or like my teachers will message me and be like, oh, like I see like you're doing so good in life now, like you just tattooed the convention in Grand Rapids, like congratulations. Like
her first tattoo convention, she killed it. She did better than me.
That's
I'm like,
what's up.
damn.
But like I did that, and like so really like there are days now when I made your entire week's check in one day.
Yeah.
I remember I came visiting back when I was in the Navy, and I came visiting back on leave and to see my family. And I would go do the thing where you go see your high school and whatnot. And goddamn it, every one of them, they were like, "Yo, I'm so glad to see that you're in the military, because I thought you'd be dead or in jail by now." One by one, every teacher, "Oh my goodness, you're doing great. I thought you'd be dead or in jail by now."
Yeah,
Thank you. So you have your own shop. What's the name of it?
Cardell Tattoo Studio.
Where's that at?
44th in Burlingame. Yep.
What's it like? What's the difference between being an owner of a shop and being an artist?
The difference is it's like having two jobs. So I got to take care of my own art, like my own scheduling and everything, and then also run the business as well. And it just
so imagine being the main laborer and the lead manager all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then not only that, it's like another set of bills as well. You know what I mean? So you just got, if you don't manage it right, it's like, man, you're gonna feel it, because you got your house bills and you got your business bills, and they're gonna collide with each other very fast. So
tell me about suspension piercings. They're lifting motherfuckers like Peter Pan and just throwing them in the air and shit?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Damn.
So it's suspension piercings is like, it has a lot more that goes into it. You have to make sure that the weight is distributed evenly. You're hitting the right points. All types of stuff like that.
Is it painful?
I've never personally like flown or been suspended. But like I said, as long as you get the weight distribution right, very similarly to with dermos, a lot of people say that it's not as nearly as painful as they expected. It's more of a pressure. Obviously there is pain associated, especially like depending on the type of suspensions that you're doing. Your skin does rip a little bit, like there is bleeding, there's things like that. It is very large gauges that are being used, so it is big holes, but
have you seen any rips? Like, yeah?
I watched a suspension at a convention, and it wasn't a major rip, so it wasn't like the hook came out or they fell or anything like that. It's just where the hooks go into the skin, you'll see them dab it throughout the like show with paper towels, and like you see it bleed a little bit more. You're like, okay, well, you can tell her weight, like, because obviously your body's holding its own weight.
Yeah. Dang, how many hooks do you think it'll take for me and Carlos?
fuck that.
We're going to do some acrobatic shit, right? Damn, 2 hooks, that's it for our big asses?
2 each.
Damn.
It really doesn't. You'd be surprised being. I know people who are like bigger who suspend simply because society told them that they couldn't because they were big.
Yeah. They're like, fuck that.
Yeah,
it's like euphoric.
Yeah.
Oh,
your weight doesn't really have a bearing on it. But suspension piercing is actually like, so aside from the fact that piercing got me out of a dark place in like my childhood, like my teenage years, suspensions is one of the major reasons I got into piercing. So I'm Native American, and my uncles, they all participate in sun dances, which is a Native American like ceremony where they pierce their chest.
Sure.
And they are just like not suspended off of their feet, but almost off of their feet to a tree. And they fast and dance.
Yeah.
The fire state, like a firekeeper keeps a fire burning for as long as it takes. They fast and dance until their skin rips free.
Yeah.
And so like my uncles do that, and that was something that was always very much so a part of our lives growing up in like our culture. So that was like a big thing that pushed me to do that. So like that's always been, in a way, like an end goal for me, is that's something I want to really be able to do.
I would do that.
Damn, yeah, I haven't heard that in a while. I see it in elementary. We used to learn about that.
I would do that. I feel like that would be like those scars would be like a badge of honor, man.
Yeah,
I would do it.
my
I would
uncle-
definitely do it.
My uncle's scars, he wears them so proud.
Yeah.
He loves them. Yeah.
In the military, we have some semi like that too. When you make rank, and yeah, we won't go into that, but it does happen. Yeah, good times. Is it hard for you as a woman to do your job, like as a tattoo artist? It's like motherfuckers get fresh with you when they're laying down and you're there holding their arm.
Sometimes, I've had girlfriends and like wives come and treat me sideways before. It doesn't happen as frequent as sometimes people think, but it has happened to me before. I've experienced people like bosses and owners, or like mentors, like just different levels of like above me look down on me, and I won't always say it's because I'm a girl or because I'm a woman. Maybe it was because I was just not far enough into their liking or something like that, but I've also seen boys who had less experience do or get accepted for things quicker than I was. And I am biased, obviously, but I feel like I was better fit for that position, and I didn't get it. I've had, like, we all, at our shop, we all use a booking app, so they send in what they want, and a lot of times, like, those forms, like, will originate, like, as a DM. Like, someone will message you, be like, hey, like, how much would you want for this? I'm like, hey, fill out this booking form, like, that they're going to ask you some more questions, so I'm going to be able to give you an accurate price. So, like, I've had some people be completely cordial in a DM and then get real weird, like, when they go to book.
Yeah.
Normally I'll screenshot it, I'll send it to the group chat, I'll be like, guys, look at this.
So they actually get sexual, like, you know, we sit on my stomach while you're putting the tattoo on me or stuff like that? Damn.
I think
Fresco.
I would say there are two things to that. I think women have it very hard in this industry. It was a very male dominant industry forever.
Yeah.
Until real recently, maybe like the last 10, 15 years. But two, they also have a hard time because a lot of men are assholes, man. They'll sexualize them when they're just trying to do their damn job. You know, they're trying to get a tattoo, you know, whatever. I always tell them, like, you're safe here. Like, I'm not gonna try to holler at you. I'm not gonna try to fuck you. None of that. You know what I'm saying? If me or any other artist ever makes you feel uncomfortable, let me know. Bring it to me. If your client gets crazy with you, bring it to my attention. A lot of times I'm tattooing, you know, so I can't watch everything.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like, I let them know, like, you know, bring it to my attention. I'll take care of it. You know what I mean? If I got to toss somebody out, I'll talk. We haven't had to yet, but I would definitely toss a motherfucker out face first if they get, you know, crazy with one of my female artists.
100%. I'll say, like, I've worked at about 6 studios in my career. I will say, like, I've felt the most safe, like, in every aspect, whether it be like, hey, I'm having a problem with a coworker, or hey, like, look at what this person said, and they're trying to book a tattoo with me, like, look at what they said, like, I don't really want to deal with that. Like, 100% of the time, my coworkers, and especially Carlos, always have our back.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer to tattoo or do you prefer to pierce?
I have grown a love for both. I don't think at this point I would ever stop doing either one, but piercing will always, like, hold my heart. Piercing will always be my passion. That's what got me into body art. That's always going to have the little hold on my heart.
Literally. That's what's up. I get it. Do you guys have any advice for the next person who wants to tattoo or pierce? For the up-and-comers?
Don't give up. If you want it, try, and make sure that you find... Don't stop looking until you find somebody who gives you that chance. Because somebody out there, like, you'll find your Carlos. Like, for me, he was the one who was like,
My
I'm
Carlos.
gonna give you that chance. Like, I'm gonna push you to grow. I want you to see what you can do. Like, when all those people told me I couldn't do it, all it takes is one person to give you that little bit of a foot in. Find your foot in and run.
Well, I came from the bottom, man, you know.
Started from the bottom, now we're
For
here.
real. That was my life for real.
Yeah.
I came from nothing. We grew up very poor. You know, you grew up next door. But I started in the basement, man. And even though I started in the basement tattooing, I don't recommend that to anybody trying to be a tattoo artist. If you're not 18 yet, do not tattoo. Draw. Work on your art skills. Do drawings with pencils, charcoals, watercolors, acrylics, oils, things like that.
Sure.
Paintings and stuff. Work on your art. Get your art down great. And then build a portfolio of your art. And then when you turn 18, try to get an apprenticeship. And be persistent.
I think you guys inspired me to be a
tattoo
tattoo artist. But you know,
Definitely worth
Let me
it.
see your portfolio.
well, I think we should start one right now. So I think we're gonna come up with a little game, that we're gonna set up right now. I'm gonna give you guys some iPads, and I'm gonna do an iPad too. I'm gonna try and see what I can do. Here's the rules. We're gonna use a stylus on the paint, just basic Microsoft Paint. You gotta use your left hand, and we're gonna draw self-portraits. Okay,
What the fuck?
that's how we're gonna run this shit. It's
I'm not
gonna.
no portrait artist.
We're gonna see who can, what we come up with. I'm sure it's gonna be, better. What we do have is a gift certificate of $250 that our producers brought out for whatever wins, and we can pass that out for the winner of the challenge. So we're gonna give 90 seconds, and that's the best. So that is
90 seconds to do a self-portrait with your left hand. No, man.
yes.
So we can tell you're not a tattoo
All right,
artist.
fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, 90 seconds. You should longer, lesser. I can start the rules over.
I don't know. I guess 90 seconds. Shit.
I like the 90 seconds.
90 seconds. Okay.
They just want to see us struggle.
All right, guys, we're going to start the game now. We're going to give it a countdown in 3, 2, 1. Do your best. It's $250.
Shit, guys.
There's no way, bro.
Carlos is looking like Shrek.
Yeah, for real, though.
This is diabolical. Nobody's gonna see these, I hope. Don't look at our drawings and judge our tattoos off of these.
Especially when we're using our left hands.
Man. How much time we got?
There's no way.
You have 10 seconds.
Oh, shit.
God.
10 seconds left.
And time.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so I guess I'll show it to this camera over here.
Oh, God.
Bro, I couldn't even do anything. It was just like a big old
All right,
fat marker.
Carlos, you're up.
All right, Carlos. What do you got? Damn, that's what's
it, bro.
okay. And Tay?
And I could adjust the thickness of it.
Oh,
So
snap.
she had a thin pen.
Okay.
Pen.
Well, here's mine. I
like
don't
a
know.
12-round
I just
one?
started it. That's
Get the
mine.
hell out
So
of here.
it looks like I win? Like
You're a cheat.
I what?
You're a cheat.
What? What are you talking about? I just did it right in front of you guys. This is mine.
This is why we need to procreate. It's got the time lapse.
What the hell?
Show your cheating ass.
So it looks like I win again. $250. That's what's up. I like this.
I feel like he's disqualified and someone needs to vote.
And that's
is
the
America.
game. Where can we find you guys at? How do I find you?
I'm Tay Wubs on pretty much any profile. Instagram, it's Tay Wubs Art with an underscore.
And Carlos?
Carlos Delgado Tattoos on Instagram, carlosdelgado.tattoos, and on Facebook, just Carlos Delgado Tattoos.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
The opinions expressed in the preceding program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.